Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful 8 podcast. In today's episode, we're talking about realizing when it's time to correct course. As an artist, we're always interacting with the world. We're all creators because the creator, God, is eternal within the body, within this physical vessel. So we're all creators. We're all artists. And we're always interacting with the world. We're always responding to external stimuli. Our internal state is directly correlated to our external reality. The relationships we have, where we are at physically in life. And in today's episode, we're talking about noticing when it's time to correct course. Everybody is always striving for something in life, consciously or subconsciously. It's why we go to work. It's why we strengthen meaningful relationships. A lot of things that people do are common, right? Very common things. An obvious one, and there's ego in me saying this, of course, a common thing for people to do, my age, that is go to college and go get a job right after college. And then after that, earn money where you move out into an apartment, start a lease, continue working, find the girl, man of your dreams, get married, have a house. And from there, it's the true adulthood, right? Of raising children and evolving the human species. And forgive me, and do not get me wrong, I see nothing wrong with that at all. We're programmed since birth to think about this or that in a certain way, and that lifestyle, that way of interacting with the world, with the physical realm, I see nothing wrong with. The 7 layers of why for majority of people is, I want to have children, you know? It's why they go to work, to earn money, to pay for things, to someday find their significant other, and then now they want to buy a house, and next thing you know, they get married, and then they have children. And then next thing you know, pops out 2-3 kids. Those 2-3 kids chose to be born to them. Evolution continues. But in today's episode, we're talking about your ideal life, where you see yourself in the future, the places that you see yourself going. If you don't want that lifestyle, for example, going into the job and earning money to move out, etc., that's fine. Figuring out what you want out of life is taking definite action, right? You have definite purpose. Your 7 layers of why is just and righteous. You understand why you're doing what you're doing. And let's say that you have an ideal life. You want to be able to travel the world to work from wherever you want and to connect with some incredible individuals. Let's just say that's what you want to do. I encourage you to analyze and contemplate where you are physically in the physical realm, the work that you're doing right now. If you continue doing what you're doing, will you end up living that life, or will you not end up living that life? Because let's say you will end up living that life, then by all means, continue doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. There's no need for you to correct course. But if you're not doing what you're doing and you don't believe that if you continue doing this, you will one day be living your ideal life, that's when it's time to correct course. When you're stuck in your work or in life, remember this: there is always something guiding you. It's yelling at you to wake up. It's yelling at you to wake up from the life that you're living right now, the work that you're doing right now. If you're going to work, if you're commuting to work and you want to live a life where you're traveling around the world, well, it's time for you to correct course. It's time for you to take definite action and understand what changes have to be made in your course to get back on track. It's a simple mindset shift, a simple way to correct course. There's always something guiding you. What's guiding you is your intuition. You know deep down that the work that you're doing and where you're physically at will not last. But you haven't given any thought onto how you're going to change it for the better. So it's time for you to correct course. Quite a simple concept, but I encourage you to truly do a stream of consciousness on where you're at in life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and whatever you're doing on a day-to-day, if it's not in alignment with the life that you want to live, it's time for you to correct course. And this is a good thing. It's a reflection. I encourage you to reflect every day, every moment, to become the silent observer of your thoughts. Watch the words coming out of your mouth. If you're walking a certain way, if you're talking a certain way, if you're acting in a certain way, in the future, within this ideal life, if you're interacting with the world in a certain way, are you doing that now? Because if you're not doing that now, it's time to start aligning with that highest self. It's simply how we react and how we interact with the physical realm. If Evan Sr. wants to be traveling the world in the future, Evan Sr. has to be traveling the world in the here and now. He has to be cultivating a life that aligns him with his highest potential. Everybody has a dream life. Everybody. But getting to the dream life happens in the here and now. And this takes time. It takes practice. It takes awareness. Call attention to your center and bring awareness to the work that you're doing right now, to the relationships that you have right now, to who you're surrounding yourself with right now.